Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail right here on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. We have a wonderful 2 hours in store for you. Are you ready? Sit back, relax. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. Your coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
It's going to be another spectacular day, and it's the second day of the inaugural Free Fall Bluegrass Festival taking place in Vail. Yesterday was fun, and today's going to be a fun time as well. There's a kids zone where the kids get to rock out and enjoy so many fun things and experiences like a bouncy house and lots of games. And it's a really fun kids zone taking place at 11 o'clock today, but we are also going to have world-class bluegrass music all day long at the main stage in Vail. Let's get out there and enjoy each other's company, some beautiful bluegrass. I have to say, I discovered bluegrass when I moved out here 15 years ago, and I am so hooked on it. It's a great feeling, and it's free to everybody. So let's get out to the very first Free Fall Bluegrass Festival today in Vail, and I'll see you guys there. We'll be right back with more great things right here on Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Lions Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lions Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. This next segment is going to just make your heart super happy. A very good friend of mine I have known for many, many years, Mauricio Cadavid. He is part of the group The Evolution Live. Well, he came in during the week to chat with Kim, and he brought his amazing daughter, Azalea Ray, and they did a little tune for us. Let's find out and see what it was all about. It was so cute.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm so excited to be sitting here on the couch with our next couple of guests. We've got local musician Mauricio Cadavid and a wonderful surprise as well, his daughter Azalea joining us on the couch. How are you this morning?
Great, thank you.
So excited to have you here. Azalea, how are you?
Good.
Good. I like your sparkle shirt and your shiny pants, so we love having you here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, Mauricio, tell me a bit about what you've got going on. You've got some exciting gigs tonight, and you
Yes.
are a local musician. So tell me about what you're doing these days.
So I have a band, or I'm in a band called The Evolution. Tonight I'll be at Prosit's solo. It's rare, but sometimes I get to play solo. We're up to a 7-piece, 8-piece if you count this one. And we'll be at Mango's on the 21st, Saturday 21st. That's our debut there up in Red Cliff. And then we'll be doing the Minter Saloon's Halloween party, Halloween night on the 31st as a full band as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So 8 people if Azalea joins you.
That's correct.
That's amazing.
She's definitely been up on stage, sang at an Oktoberfest in front of like 2,500 people.
That's awesome. So you like to sing, Azalea? Yeah, that's great. So tell me a bit about you. You know, how long have you been here in the Valley? You know, have you been playing gigs for a long time? Where did you get your musical influence?
I've been in the Valley for 12 years and met her mom, my wife, about 10 years ago, a little more. We started playing music. We became a duo and started playing in a couple places, the Sun and All, up the Westin. And then next thing you know, a band forms around us. We end up, you know, like a 5-6 piece. And she was born, wife takes a hiatus. So I add more members to the band. And then mom comes back after her maternal leave. And yeah, so we've been playing together ever since. I've been playing music since I was 16. Got in my first rock and roll band at 16, high school band. And that was crazy enough 31 years ago. Anyway. And yeah, I mean, I just been playing my heart out as often as I can, anytime I can. It's been very fortunate in the Valley that it's a very live music driven place. Part of the reason I moved here from Miami, Florida. Miami, at that point especially, was very DJ, you know, prominent. So it was nice to find a place that really appreciates live music and gave me a lot of venues and stages to perform and, you know, bring out our style and our art.
That's true. You know, that's what I love about here as well, is you can see live music almost anywhere, and we love supporting local artists. Now, Azalea, do you play any instruments or do you sing?
I sing and play the bongos.
You play the bongos. That's so much fun. Do you have fun doing it?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Except for the part that our bongos exploded.
Oh, no.
Oh, we got new ones now.
That sounds like a fun story. Well, Mauricio, you brought your guitar.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you're going to be doing here today.
So we have a song that we wrote, an original song. In fact, we're about to go into the studio next weekend to record it and a few other songs for an EP demo. Anyway, so this song was written during the COVID 2 months that we were, you know, chilling at home. And she actually helped me sing it, or I wrote it and then she helped me sing it right off the bat. So that was, 3 years ago? And she's 7 now, so she was 4 when she was singing, you know, in a microphone trying to help me do the song. So yeah.
That's so cool. Well, I'd love to hear you play it and to hear you sing as well, Azalea.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. It's called Cafe Barcelona.
Cafe Barcelona, great.
Well, she flew in from Verona, or maybe it was Roma. She said her name was Mona, and we met at Cafe Barcelona. Well, she asked if I would be someone she would see strolling through the gallery. I said we could tour the city, see the Sacred Family, la Sagrada Familia. Well, we do drinks and then we dine, having tapas from time to time. And then once again, at 10:30, we dance at Cafe Barcelona. Oh, Cafe Barcelona. Yes, Cafe Barcelona. Gypsy eyes forever imprinted on my mind. Her effortless style, so young and so wild, subtle and sweet, yet the outgoing kind. Down the ramblers we'd run till we saw the sun, made passionate love until 1:15. We were back at
Cafe Bars.
Yes, Cafe Barcelona. Cafe Barcelona. Well, we flew in from Verona, or maybe it was Roma. She said her name was Mona, and we met at Cafe Barce. Ay, Cafe Barce. Cafe Barcelona. Cafe Barcelona. Cafe Barcelona. Ole.
I loved that. Wow, great job, Azalea. You were awesome. That's a great song. I was ready to like get up and dance. It's a great way to start my Friday.
Awesome.
So
Appreciate
can we
that.
see you sing that live tonight?
Yes, I'll definitely do it tonight. The trumpet player usually shows up at random, so Connor Williams, he might show up too, and it's nice to have his accents. We got a keyboard player, so that adds another layer of juice, if you will. Bass, drums. My wife sings, plays good percussion, ukulele, and then we have another female singer, Camille Sautel. So it's a full band when it's all together, full sound.
Oh, I bet that's so much fun.
But yeah, it'll be me solo tonight, and see if I get a guest
Great.
appearance.
So tell us again where to go, what time?
So tonight at Prosit in Avon from 7 to 10.
Okay.
Yes.
7 to 10. Great. So will we see other more original songs?
Yes.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah, we have an album's worth of originals. Again, we're going to record 4 or 5 of them hopefully next weekend and get a presence out there, a little demo presence, and yeah.
Cool.
So
Great.
Definitely
So
part of the vibe.
Tell me a little bit about your creative process. You mentioned you wrote this one during COVID. Is it just kind of a riff gets into your head and then you kind of build around it, or is
Definitely that. Sometimes inspiration from lyrics, just like, something in my mind just starts to well up, and then I feel it, so I write it down, and then the music comes. We have a nice diverse sound. We do a little reggae, do some Latin, being from Miami, being Colombian descent. The band, who has no Latin presence but me, they all love to do Latin, so we have a few Latin songs. This is kind of like a bossa nova. We do some funky, upbeat, fun stuff, danceable music. So yeah,
Awesome.
it's got a variety show, a little bit for everybody is the idea.
Yeah, I'm sitting here next to you on this couch while you're playing, and I'm just ready. I was ready to just get up and start dancing.
That's
And
awesome.
I love music that sounds
Yeah.
like that song, Cafe Barcelona.
Cafe Barcelona.
And you'll be going to studio and recording that soon?
Yes, next weekend.
Awesome.
That's the plan.
Well, that's great. Well, great to meet you and have you here on the couch.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Azalea, you did a great job. You are a star in the making, so it's going to be very exciting to watch you and your musical career if that's what you want. Well, we appreciate it, Maurizio. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you hopefully tonight. And
again, Mango's on the 21st up in Red Cliff, also 8 to 10, and then Minern Saloon Halloween night, the 31st. From 7:30 to 10:30.
And Mango and Minturn are the full band, so very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, we are coming up to the end of our Friday morning edition. Can't believe it's Friday the 13th here on Good Morning Vail. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a really great lineup of hosts here on TV8. We all know Kevin. He's been here for quite a while. Well, he has a brand new position. He is the head honcho over at the Grand Hyatt Vail. We're going to find out what his role is and what we can expect from him right now.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. You might recognize this face. We have the amazing Kevin, who is here on Good Morning Vail, one of the hosts for a long time. And he's the new general manager at the Grand Hyatt Vail. So we're going to catch up with our dear friend Kevin here. And we're very proud of you, by the way. How are you doing?
Thank you, Gretchen. I'm doing great. I tell you, I'm really excited about my new journey with my career at the Grand Hyatt Vail.
And we were saying Grand Hyatt Vail is such a special space. It's very different.
Yeah, it is very different. And the vision originally behind that, because it was known, that area was known as Cascade Village.
Okay.
And so the whole vision behind that was to actually create another village in Vail. So you'd have Vail Village, Lion's Head, and then Cascade Village. And that's why the CMC building was there, the old Aria, where the health club and the spa.
That makes sense. I never knew that.
And so the new owner, he owns a ton of hotels down around Mexico, but this is one of his crown jewel properties that he just loves.
Okay.
He has purchased those buildings around the Grand Hyatt Vail to start looking at creating that vision of another whole village.
That's a big deal.
It is.
That's a big moment.
Yeah, we've got 285 rooms there at the Grand Hyatt Vail.
Right.
But on top of that, we've got about 80 residential units with condos and homes, up to 7, 8, and 9 bedroom homes.
Oh, wow.
So if you've got a big family that's coming in, that is the way to go, because you've got the home, you can cook in it, you've got enough bedrooms and common area for everybody.
I love that.
It's a good opportunity.
So what is your favorite part so far of working there? Because I know the Grand Hyatt is such a moment. It's been a big part of this valley for years.
Yeah, I've worked with Hyatt. I've worked with Marriott. But I started my hotel career. I cut my teeth and got excited about hotels in college. And
Really?
my first job in college was at the Hyatt Regency downtown Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, yes.
And I was a room service waiter. And I remember loving that job. I got to take food to Betty White in her room. We had Aerosmith that stayed with us for over a month as they were doing their tour, because it was a central location.
Cool.
So I got to go up when Liv was just little, running around the room.
So cool.
And that was such a fun time. And then one day the food and beverage director yanked me out of room service and said, I need somebody to do the omelet station. They did a big Sunday brunch out in the atrium. I never made an omelet in my life.
Were you
and
nervous?
so I'm out there and I've got like 8 pans in front of me and all this stuff and a line of people. And by the end of the day, I'm flipping omelets in the air and having a great time. But
that says a lot about your character, I tell you what, because if you can do that under pressure, Kevin, you can do anything in this world.
But to answer your question, your original question, it's just to be back part of the Hyatt family. It's a good group. It's a great company. And the opportunity there at the Grand Hyatt Vail to really work on making it what it's intended to be and moving into ski season is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
One thing I'm not supposed to talk about, but we are. This is the first place we're going to talk about it, is we are opening an amazing sushi restaurant.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So we just signed the deal, just inked it with Chef Makoto. Makoto is the way you spell his last name. He's a celebrity chef.
Wow.
Great guy. And the menu and the layout and design of the restaurant, which right now they're in there and they're painting, and we're getting furniture and fixtures getting ready to come in, equipment. Our opening date is scheduled right now for December 15th.
Oh,
Don't hold me to that, but that's
right around
now.
the corner.
Yeah, so we're working fast and feverishly to get that restaurant up and running.
And how cool is it, because we have an inside with you.
That's right. That's right. Maybe TV8 will have to come to the grand opening and be part of that whole thing.
I am seeing this moment. Do we have a name? Are we allowed to?
It's just going to be called Makoto.
Oh, I love that. What does that mean? Do we know?
It's
Makoto.
the chef's last name.
Makoto. Do we know what that means?
I don't know what it means.
Makoto.
I'll have to ask him.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, sushi. That's my favorite. I'm excited.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's exciting.
That is exciting. So sushi and the Grand Hyatt Vail. What else are we excited about there?
You know, it's just that the diversity of that property with having so much meeting and banquet space.
Right.
We just had the Colorado Grand Car Show and all the guys come stay with us. So we had a buyout or sellout a couple weekends ago, and we had the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis,
cool.
the Porsches, the old, the Duesenbergs, those cars that came in, and it was just, I'm a car nut myself.
You're just freaking out.
To see all those, I was walking around just salivating in the garage looking at some of these beautiful machines.
I want this, I want this,
Yeah.
I want this.
2 of those.
Yes,
one of
please.
these.
So the Grand Hyatt Vail has been it's been here for years, and it's been such a
Right.
beautiful institution here. I think, is it fair to say we're revamping, rejudging to have more people coming in, kind of, not a younger feel, because it gets all age groups,
Right.
but just a little rejudge, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're just kind of queuing things up a little differently, adding a little more excitement
Cool.
to the property, a little more energy. And another great thing about the property is you've got Chair 20 that's almost just attached to the building.
100%.
So Venture Sports, amazing partner for us there at the Grand Hyatt Vail. Mike and his team are top notch. They are doing our ski valet. They've got the bikes set up for the summertime.
Cool. Okay.
And, I was down there. They're transitioning right now, getting everything ready for ski season. But Chair 20, there's never a line.
Ever.
And you walk right out, literally 20 feet, not 20 yards, 20 feet out of the shop, and you're on the lift and headed up the hill.
That's pure heaven.
Yeah.
I've done it a time or two myself.
So we are the ultimate ski in, ski out property in Vail.
Oh, that is so cool. And
Yeah.
I'm so excited about the new sushi as well.
I am too. I can't wait. But I'll keep you posted on how we're doing with that.
That is so
We'll do
awesome.
some
So,
catch-ups.
general manager, that
Yeah.
is, so what does that entail for you?
And it's a big responsibility. And the reason I say that is, I'm very fortunate. I feel very grateful to have this job. And the team there is second to none. Our housekeeping department, you can imagine, with 285 rooms.
Oh my gosh.
Goes
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah.
The front desk, the guest service associates, the valet parking. Our garage, it's down over back behind where the Aria, where the health club and the spa used to be. So these guys are just running back and forth to retrieve cars for guests, and they're really in shape. I would say out of the valet, I'd put them up against any valet here in town.
Well, and it takes a team. It's a tribe, truly. And I've been in, and it's stunning. And you're right. From the moment that you park your car, well, the valet parks your car, you get welcomed, greeted. It is such a good vibe. I will say that. I've felt that every single time.
You look up the hill, the view just right there on the mountain is just amazing. And what's fun, too, is I've been in the valley, 14 years now.
Right.
And time flies. And there's a lot of people there that I've worked with in the past. So to reconnect with some old friends and be able to work with them again I'm truly grateful for that.
Well, and I should say this too, for people that are watching from out of town, it is a local vibe. Obviously, everyone that works there, so people really know what to do, where to show you to go, what to say. And I've noticed this too, early days. I've been in the Valley almost 11 years, so we're right there together. I remember asking valet and walking into hotels and asking the front desk human beings, what should I do? And they know. They know.
Because everyone wants to feel like a local, feel like they're getting that local, they're infused into our culture
100%,
here. And so they always, the staff knows exactly where to send you. Hey, tell them Kevin sent you. And it's that's how connected this valley is.
That is so awesome, Kevin. So will you be helping create events and whatnot there?
Yeah, I've got a great sales and events team. As a matter of fact, we just promoted Angie Sheehan. She's our group and events director, and she works remote, but she's up here a lot. She lived in Eagle for a long time, moved to Denver. She's back and forth, but she's in the know and in tune with what's going on. So yes, a lot of the events that we're going to be scheduling out there. Right now we've got a big event tent that's coming down so we can put up our skating rink.
Awesome.
We'll have the skating rink out there. We'll have an ice bar. I believe with Makoto Sushi, we're getting ready to put a yurt down so we can be used as a private dining room.
Oh, cool.
Which will be a whole lot of fun.
Oh, I love that.
And just the setting right there along Gore Creek. In the summertime, you're out there, the bicyclists and the runners and the hikers are going past. But then the fly fishermen, Mark Sassy's probably down there fly fishing half the time.
Good old Sassy. You can see Mark Sassy, our very own, down there. So, Kevin, where should everyone go to check out more information?
Well, go to our website. You can go to Hyatt and check out exactly Hyatt.com, and it lists all the different properties. I tell you, we've got some beautiful properties within our portfolio. But the Grand Hyatt Vail is obviously true to my heart since it's my property.
I love it.
And check out all the events that we have going on, all the activities. We've got Gessner Restaurant in there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're getting ready to redo the kitchen line there to expand the menu, do some Wines by the Glass programs.
So cool.
A lot of fun things.
Well, Kevin, we are very proud of you. But don't leave us.
I will
Good morning.
never leave.
We're super proud of you. And the Grand Hyatt Vail is such a beautiful space. Please check it out. And we can't wait for the new sushi restaurant. We have an awesome show coming up still, so keep it here for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva-vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tva8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Liz. I have somebody so special with me. The other night, I went to the service over at B'nai Vail, and I had Rabbi Newman there, and you and so many other people had so many wonderful things to say. We are trying to get together as a community, not be so divided. And what you all did the other night was just nothing short of miraculous, because you got people from all different faiths together in one room. We all had one common goal: to find peace, to feel better, and to help each other along through a hard time.
Yes, and we were so appreciative that so many people did come. There was not an empty seat.
No,
in
there was
the
not.
Interfaith Chapel.
And it's a big place. It's a big place.
All sides, the balcony, everywhere was taken. And it really shows what Vail stands for, that it wasn't just the Jewish community coming out, and also to have the police department and the sheriff's department and our representative.
Absolutely. And yesterday we had the father on with Michelle, and she played the beautiful song. And he's just such a powerful man, and he believes in all faiths coming together when it's in a time of like this. And I just think it's a beautiful thing that we come together as a community and we do not fight with each other, because the world is already divided enough.
Yes.
So the fact that we are in such a wonderful place, that we all do respect each other, we love each other, and the most important thing is that we listen to each other.
Absolutely.
Now, I asked you here this morning because I wanted to do a special blessing and maybe a prayer for everybody, just so we can all feel something together and do a moment and have a nice moment with you. Is that okay?
It's a good way to start the week. Thank you.
It is a good way. It's a nice way to start your Sunday, too, because it's a day to reflect.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so let me see what you have to say for
Let's
us,
see.
because it's going to be something that we can all listen to and learn from.
Eternal God, we ask your blessings upon all of us. We ask that you bring light to those that are in mourning, the thousands that are now burying their loved ones, men, women, children, babies. We also ask that you offer your prayers and spread your wings over all of those who have been wounded, thousands upon thousands in the hospitals. And finally, upon the captives, we pray that they are still with us. They'll soon be brought from captivity into freedom to join once again with their families. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. You're just
Thank you.
an incredible human being.
Thank you.
Thank you for your blessing this morning. And this is a really wonderful moment to have you here with us. So we really love you.
Thank
and
you
we
for
appreciate
asking
you having here.
Thank you.
Having you here. I'm all tongue-tied because I'm all emotional. So Rabbi Newman, thank you very much. And services are always available to everybody, and it's a
They are.
non-denominational experience. So everybody of all faiths can come and enjoy the wonderful services with Rabbi Newman, everybody. Thanks
Thank
again
you.
for being here. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Vail right after
Thank
this.
you.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Les saluda Julio García de TV8 y los invito a sintonizar nuestro maratón de Conexión Latina el sábado 14 y domingo 15 de octubre a partir del mediodía. En honor al mes de la herencia hispana, estaremos transmitiendo todos los episodios de nuestro programa. Por si te perdiste alguno, tendrás la oportunidad de verlo nuevamente. Así que ya saben, sintonicen el canal 92 de Comcast o nuestra página web tv8veo.com el 14 y 15 de octubre para ser parte de esta transmisión maratónica. Ahí los veo. Hi, it's Julio Garcia from TV8, and I'm so excited to invite you to tune in to our Conexión Latina Marathon on Saturday, October 14th and Sunday, October 15th, starting at noon. In honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, we will be airing all of the episodes of our Spanish show, Conexión Latina, so if you missed any, you'll have the opportunity to watch them again. So don't forget, tune in to Channel 92 on Comcast or our website, tv8vail.com, on October 14th and 15th to be a part of this Conexión Latina Marathon. See you there.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wildcrafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Lion's Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lion's Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Good morning, Vail.
We love tying in with the Covered Bridge magazine. They have some great interviews. Well, they talk with Maddie about her feats. Let's go find out what it's all about.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. My name is Kim Fuller and I'm the co-founder of Jaunt Media Collective out of West Vail and the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the other co-owner of Jaunt Media Collective and the director of partnerships. Today we have such a great person to talk with. Her name is Maddie Rhodes. She is a lovely local here who wrote a fantastic article for the upcoming issue of Covered Bridge magazine. Welcome, Maddie.
Thank you.
Maddie, tell us a little bit about your experience with writing and also starting to integrate that into your work as a teacher here in the Valley.
So I started writing in college and then kind of took a heavy break after college and worked in a few different fields and but felt the draw back to it. So ended up going to graduate school for creative writing, which I just finished in December. And as a part of my thesis, I wrote this essay about a hike that I did with one of our mutual friends this summer. And we hiked the Halo Ridge Loop. For anyone who's familiar with that, it goes up Holy Cross and then across this ridge down Notch. So it's pretty long, quite arduous, and unpredictable. And wrote a lot of other essays in that collection as well. But now I'm teaching English in the Valley for high schoolers.
Great. Well, Maddie had sent some of her writing over to the editors at Covered Bridge, and our theme for the summer and fall 2023 issue is Journey. This just, when I read this out loud, I think Bobby and I were on a road trip somewhere, coming back from something, and we were both like, wow, this needs to be in print, and especially with all the wonderful photos you took. So the title of this feature is Lessons from the Journey, Reflections from a Humbling Day on the Halo Ridge Loop. And I'm going to read a little segment of your amazing essay, your amazing piece. On a July day last year, my friend Marissa and I set out to conquer the Halo Ridge Loop in Holy Cross Wilderness. When she first sent me the route on all trails, I responded, "Let's do it." My zealousness to summit Holy Cross and Notch in one day overcame the concerns I should have had about the terrain and our preparedness. Yeah. Maddie, tell us about this. And this really kind of sums up your piece, but there's a lot more to the story than that, right?
Yeah, I think it also kind of sums me up as a person. Anyone who knows me well knows that I'm pretty willing to say yes to a lot of adventurous situations, often without knowing exactly what I'm getting myself into. But I approach them with the can-do attitude.
Yeah.
And and then oftentimes reap rewards, and sometimes suffer some consequences. So, on this particular day, we had a great beginning, just a lot of enthusiasm with a 3:30 a.m. wake up, some granola bars or whatever. It was freezing. And I think we did this it was July. Yeah, we did it in July. And the night before, we had talked about fastest known times. So we're like, I wonder, if anybody has the fastest known time for this route. And there are a couple of
maybe 2 or 3 times for males, but none for females. So we're like, great. No matter how long it takes us to do this, we will get the FKT, which is awesome. So, and we were both runners training for big races. Marissa was training for a Leadville 100 bike race, and I was training for a marathon and a 50K for running in the fall. So we were both like pretty fit at this point, like ready to do something big. And we thought this was a trail that we could run a lot of. So we hike up the Holy Cross part, get to the top, everything's going smoothly, a little bit of altitude sickness, but it goes away. We're fine. So we have some snacks, take a little break, admire the wildflowers, and just, it's a beautiful day. And then we noticed one cloud, and we're like, okay, not looking great, but it's small, it'll probably go away. We're just gonna keep trucking along, maybe cut our planned breaks a little shorter, and keep an eye on that cloud. So we start down, go up the next ridge, and every time we go down and up, where we keep thinking, oh, the next ridge, it's gonna get flat. It's gonna get flat and it's gonna get runnable, right? It never did. We were bouldering basically for 6 hours over huge talus that was not stable and extremely dangerous. Like, we were not prepared for that, nor were we really capable of that type of terrain. So very sketchy conditions. And then we ended up making it to the notch cabin. And then as soon as we looked around, exited, thunderclap. We're like, oh my gosh, we got to get out of here. So then we ran down the entire notch side. So we got a little bit of a run in, but it wasn't pleasant. We were very tired, very sore at that point, and we were just scared that we were going to get stuck in a thunderstorm, which everyone knows is super dangerous. So yeah, that was kind of a quick summary of the day.
So you brought up a couple things there. Your willingness to do and go, right?
Yeah.
And how that sometimes really leads to some really great rewards. But this situation potentially could have gotten bad, right? So on your next big trip or your next big adventure that someone asks you to go on, or one of your students talks to you about their next big trip, what would be some advice, or what would be some ways that you could prepare a little bit more possibly for those potentials or the outcome that you want of always reaping the rewards for some of these big yeses that you do?
Yeah, I mean, here, obviously, always check the weather and know that, we get afternoon thunderstorms. So prepare for those and plan to be done with your activity at noon or 1. That's just the safest way to do summer activities here, in my opinion. And that's what my parents and my, brother and I did growing up. But the past few summers have been crazy with our drought. We haven't really had those afternoon thunderstorms. Thankfully, we're starting to have them again, but yeah, plan for them, because you never know when you're going to have them and when you're not going to have them. And oftentimes they don't necessarily show up in the forecast. And it's funny that y'all's issue is called Journeys, because the class that I taught this fall to some juniors was called Journeys. And one of our main texts that we looked at was John Krakauer's Into the Wild, where he tells the story of Chris McCandless, who, dives into a transcendental lifestyle and fully just sheds materialism and capitalism and goes and lives alone in Alaska. And that's major oversimplification of the book. Anyone who has read it would know that. But, we talked a lot about the journey that Chris was on and the things that he was searching for. And Krakauer weaves in other adventurers into the story to kind of compare and contrast these other adventurous, transcendentalist people from our present time to Chris. And it was so interesting that often these people are in environments very similar to ours, but they're encountering drought and thunderstorms and crazy weather events, and these are the things that are often killing them. And it's unpreparedness at the end of the day. So, no matter how much experience you have to always just not get cocky and not, you keep the perspective that you don't know what's going to happen out there,
and be prepared for what could happen, like the worst situation. It sounds a little bit morbid, but be prepared for the worst. And yeah, we talked a lot about like my students' stories. You know, what have you experienced out in the wilderness, and you know, what stories have you heard about locally when things have gone wrong, and how can we do things differently and prepare better so that we don't encounter those situations when we go out into the wilderness, into the backcountry.
Yeah, well, and what I loved when you know, your piece all came together, because you did cut it down for Covered Bridge.
Yeah.
And
the original is super long.
I think it was something like 4,000 or 5,000 words, which is wonderful for, you know, a short book or
a thesis.
Yeah, right. You know, our features were usually right around 1,200 to 1,500, so I tasked Maddie with cutting it down, and she did a wonderful job. And what I was most impressed with as well was how you wove literature and history into this piece on, you know, your experience of being out there that day, and then looking into some of the history around Holy Cross and the area, as well as Thoreau, Krakauer, some of these amazing writers that have touched on topics like this. And talk to me a little bit about that. Talk to us and the audience about that process of creating a piece that wove all of that together.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. My concentration in graduate school was creative nonfiction, which most people don't really know much about, but it's true. Well, there's a website, a publication called Creative Nonfiction, and their definition is true stories well told. I love that definition because it sums it up very succinctly. So creative nonfiction is a true story that's told in a creative way. So it, you know, you weave in, like in my piece, I wove in local history that people might not be aware of, and you know, it's relevant to my story. So it's not just what happened to me on this day, but I use imagery and I use history, and I just synthesize all of these things together to create something that's new and true, but different. So if you're not familiar with creative nonfiction, please Google it. It's great. But I've always had this fascination with Gilman and you know, the history of our valley. And so when Marissa sent me this trail, I saw that it went to over Notch, and I was like, oh my gosh, this has been on my list of things to do for a long time. Go up on Notch, see the view to Gilman from up there, and just like kind of absorb what it would be like to make that trek back in, you know, the late 1800s, early 1900s. Like, that is crazy to me that they were doing this with none of the supplies or the equipment that we have now that make it easy, and not even like the same trails that make it easy. So yeah, that was part of the draw to doing this hike in the first place. And so I felt like it was a necessity to weave all of that in. But also, it's not, I don't know, like my writing, it's not just about me. It's not interesting if it's only about me. You know, it's only interesting if you make it more global and more tangible to a broader community.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you did a phenomenal job. And for those who haven't yet read this article, definitely pick up a summer and fall issue of Covered Bridge magazine. And you can also read the article online. But any closing questions for Maddie, Bobby?
No, I think it's been great to have you on, but it's super unique how you go on this really crazy experience, and it prompts you to write. And I think that's what's cool about this, is like any experience can be something that allows you to put pen to paper. And that's really where storytelling starts, right? And I think that's something you would probably say to your students too. It's like, just write it down, right? And like, just get it out, right?
Yeah, I tell that to my students all the time. Put it pen to paper. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad, if it's incomplete sentences, complete sentences, bullet points. Just make notes, because you never know when they might come in handy.
Great. Well, thank you so much for inspiring us to be prepared when we, do big trips, but also, things do happen and they create great stories. So, Lessons from the Journey, Reflections from a Humbling Day on the Halo Ridge Loop by Maddie Rhodes. It's a feature in Covered Bridge this summer and fall. Thank you so much for being here, Maddie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi friends, welcome to Vail Vibes. Avisha Scarborough here, and today we're coming to you from Nottingham Park in Avon, and I'm about to take you for a ride on the wild side. Wildside e-bikes. They get you to where you need to go fast. I got to explore Avon and Vail by bike in a way that was not above my endurance abilities. And even though my bike had a motor and throttle, I still got to work out while doing it, thanks to being able to lower the assistance levels. Wildside owner Paul Healds says you could always get plenty of exercise depending on which of the 5 power levels you choose.
You can use one of our bikes and use it in the lowest power mode and do more of a workout. You can turn the power off completely and you'll have plenty of exercise. Alternatively, you can turn it up to number 5 and just kick back and cruise from A to B.
Paul has owned a successful ski luggage company for years, but it was some unfortunate bike rides in high humidity that inspired him to get into e-bikes.
Using a bike as a commuter vehicle, a mode of transportation, which I was doing, and I was riding what I call a regular old ice cream bike, had to pedal it all over the place. I would be getting hot and sweaty, my shirts would be pitted out within about 5 minutes of riding. And my wife looked at me when I was grumbling one day and she says, well, get an e-bike. And I said, not a bad idea, but I don't want a run-of-the-mill e-bike, I want something cool.
So he designed a bike drawing inspiration from the motorcycles of the 1950s, which seemed to epitomize cool. Once he was happy with the design,
This is the battery.
He decided to build it into a brand, and that's how Wildside came to be. Here he is showing us one of his most popular bikes, the Paris, which is designed to look more like a classic cruiser than a motorcycle. Paul says one of the best parts about Wildside's bikes are the accessories. From the helmets to baskets, these accessories are a stylish addition. Paul says some people aren't ready to embrace e-bikes, but he suggests they change their perspective a little.
Well, I think anybody riding an e-bike, the first thing somebody says to them that's on what we call an analog bike now, a regular bike, is cheater. You know, people shout cheater. That's really not what electric bikes are about. The question to me is, well, who are they cheating? Who are they trying to beat? Our bikes are, as I like to say, a mode of transportation. They get people from A to B, and you can have fun while you're doing it.
Wildside's company motto is dedicated to reawakening the spirit of your inner child. And this artwork behind him is a reminder of that.
That's our inner child. See, that's one of the things that we found with Wildside, was when you get on this bike, however young or however old you are, however experienced or inexperienced you are at riding a bike, there's something about jumping on a Wildside electric bike that puts a smile on your face, and all of a sudden you have fun. And all of a sudden it takes you back to your youth, when you had a bicycle, and all of a sudden you had your independence. And you could leave mum and dad alone. You could go off to the park. You could go play with your friends, you know.
I know my inner child was happy this day. And if you want to take a test drive on the Wildside, you can visit the Wildside Bike Showroom in Avon. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to your second hour of Good Morning Vail right here on TV8. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed the first hour. For the next half hour, we also have some great interviews and a special guest. So relax, everybody. The second half of Good Morning Vail on TV8 starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
With Halloween just around the corner, we have so many great events going on, but today is something super fun. 3 different drag brunches taking place over at Vintage Vail all through Mountain Pride. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a 10 o'clock brunch, a noon brunch, and a 2 o'clock brunch. I'll be at the 2 o'clock brunch, all dressed up in my Halloween costume. It's a great time to get dressed up and enjoy some really fun levity. Only $25 to join for the drag brunch through Mountain Pride. It's a lot of fun. We had Orlando here last week. We chatted about it. We had a great time talking about it. And now it's coming to light, and I can't wait to see everybody over at Vintage Vail for the 3 different shows. It's a Halloween drag brunch that you'll never forget. Go to vintagevail.com to get your tickets and find out more information. We will see you there today. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Vail right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Fleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back, everybody. There is an organization here in our community that is just phenomenal. They are altruistic and they really take care of our children. It's Roundup River Ranch. They sat down with Ben this week and had a great interview. Let's take a look.
We are here at the Roundup River Ranch, part of the Serious Fun network of camps, with Jen Clark and Sterling Leha, part of the management team here. And Jen, tell us a little bit about what the Roundup River Ranch is and what you guys do here.
Yeah, so Roundup River Ranch, we provide life-changing camp programs for children with serious illnesses and their families, free of charge, medically supported, and they get to come out to this beautiful campsite and do your traditional camp activities like boating, archery, art yurts, a lot of different things, and having tons of fun with their peers. What's unique about our camps is that children get to come here and they get to be grouped with people that might have a similar diagnosis or illness as them. And so they spend the whole week with each other and they'll be able to bond and connect, which they might not have the opportunity back at home to do.
And so that really kind of helps them create a little bit of a support network, too, with people who are going through a similar experience. So let me ask you this, Sterling. How does somebody get involved in the Roundup River Ranch, and how do the kids get selected? Isn't necessarily the right word, but how is that process?
Sure. Well, community is very important at Roundup River Ranch. Like Jen said, it's where families can meet other families on similar life journeys. So for that reason, a lot of our campers are referred to us by physicians and nurses and medical staff in hospitals and clinics. We also have campers referred to us from schools. Parents are great advocates and often will help us recruit as they meet other parents at support network meetings and things like that. We work hard to serve the kids who need camp the most. And so we start by always working on finding kids who would not otherwise have a camp experience.
And nobody has to pay for anything, correct? All of the kids that are coming out here, it's all donated time, all volunteers, everything is kind of there to support them. So let me ask you this. Tell me a little bit about how the support network came about and how this camp kind of originated.
Yeah, great question. So part of the Serious Fun Children's Network of camps, Paul Newman, the Hollywood actor that everyone's familiar with, started a camp in Connecticut called Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. And his kind of philanthropy really wanted to give back to kids that maybe couldn't go to a camp or had a medical issue and wanted to really give back to that community and make sure they can still raise a little hell and be a kid and go to camp. And so that started, and it really morphed now into about 9 domestically, but 30 kind of worldwide. So it's huge, and everyone has a similar mission. So all the camps are free, and we're all serving children with serious illnesses. So Roundup River Ranch really started with board members on the Serious Fun Children's Network who had houses out here, and they, really wanted to push having a camp out here. So we started talking to hospitals in Denver, started talking to the right people. And then we started a campaign. And as Sterling mentioned, community is amazing out here. People wanted to jump in and really help get this campsite literally from the ground up. And so it was founded in 2006 by passionate people in the community that got the right people together to build a campaign, get the campsite going, and we were able to open in 2011 to just over, I think, 200 campers. And the gates opened, and they had an amazing week-long experience.
And you guys are still growing to this day, correct? You guys have just kind of gotten off of a major fundraising campaign over the course of the summer, and you've got a great program that's starting up today, too, to kind of help bring a lot of those families in together, not just the kids. So could you tell us a little bit about the family camps that are coming up this weekend and what you guys have planned for the future?
Absolutely. We love our family camp programs because it's a great opportunity for the whole family to have respite together. My favorite part of family camp is usually on Sunday morning when I walk into the cookhouse and next to the fireplace, there's a couple of dads just sitting there together. And, they all just know what each other are going through. And that sense of community is so incredibly important. While we never want a family to have to come to Roundup River Ranch, we want to make sure that as many families as need camp can come as possible. So you mentioned our campaign. Our goal is to build 3 additional cabins so we can support more campers in our summer camp programs and more families during our family camp programs.
So the family camps, they kind of start to kick off as school gets started and the kids are a little bit more busy with their normal schedules. But I imagine that it gives the parents especially a really great opportunity to kind of relax and recover. I mean, personally, I can't imagine how stressful that's got to be to have a kid going through that and being largely unable to help directly and just kind of be there to support them. So what goes on while the families are here? How do you guys kind of help support that relaxation and that bonding?
Yeah, so our programs are varied throughout the weekend. We have some programs where the whole family do them together. And for many of our families, they've spent so much time focused on clinic appointments and doctor's appointments that's how they spend their family time. And there's so much value in the power of play. And so being able to play together is so important. A lot of these kids are often told what they can't do over and over again, and the parents are very nervous and always, kind of putting the bubble around their kids. So to come out here and see them running around and being silly as a whole family, and for us to be able to say, yes, you can. Of course you can do archery, and provide all those adaptations and modifications that kids might need is incredibly, incredibly important. And then we also have adult-only program. And so during the weekend, we'll have spaces that the kids can get together and be kids together, and the parents can get together and support one another, have adult-only time, which can sometimes be hard when you're a caregiver for a child with a serious illness. And so to be able to say to a family, no, it's okay. We'll have nurses and doctors there. So if your child has a seizure, you don't have to worry about it. We're here. We'll take care of it. And if we need you, we'll come get you. That look of relief and respite is just incredibly powerful.
And I would imagine that for the parents, too, having that opportunity to kind of bond with somebody who's in a similar situation and have that ability to share a little bit of that experience is really powerful. Have you heard anything from the parents after the fact about, meeting up later or maintaining friendships with the other families going forward?
Absolutely, and they all plan to come back to the same camp again next year. But yeah, we hear a lot of that. They'll start their own communities, share email addresses. Sometimes they'll do little Facebook support groups to really reach out and stay connected throughout the year, because when everyone goes back, they take a piece of camp with them, and it's a different feeling of, maybe their neighbors or their groups or the people that they connect with at school. Some of these kids may have allergies or so bad or so much medication or so many appointments that they can't go to birthday parties like their friends at home. They can't do the same sports as their friends. So this is really their community to say, we understand, we see you, we want to do things with you, we want to support you.
Well, and that's also part of the beauty of these Serious Fun camps and Roundup River Ranch is that you guys do have that medically supported aspect. And that way you can kind of always support the kids, give them whatever they need, and allow them to really have that freedom to play and be kids and bond with each other. And I would imagine that the kids maintain friendships throughout, not just their visits at camp, but when they're gone. And if the kids are coming back time and time again, I imagine those friendships really last for a long time. You guys have any experience of that? Any fun personal stories?
Actually, this weekend, and I think in the cabin behind us, we have 2 kids who have become lifelong friends through camp. And, reconnecting at camp, reconnecting at camper reunions is such an important part for them because it's their friend who truly understands them. And we see the same thing with siblings. This is a space that siblings can meet other siblings who uniquely understand what it means to have a brother or a sister with a serious illness and what that means for the family, what that means for, the time and attention that their brother or sister might take. And so we also see that in that space, which is really, really impactful.
And speaking of the cabins and everything, when the kids are out here, how long are they out here for a typical summer camp program? And sort of what does a normal summer camp week for just the kids program look like? Jen?
Yeah, so it's about 5 days. So we have them here overnight. So they stay into the cabins that we're sitting in front of. And all of their meals are here. So they're in the Trent's Cookhouse in the dining hall. We do breakfast, lunch, dinner. And it's a full day of activities. I mean, they are tired, but they're adrenaline being around each other, they just want to keep going. So one morning we have early elk as well. So we have those kids that do like to wake up early and not sleep in. And that could be just doing some stretching or going to our pond and doing some fishing early in the morning. And then they'll go and kind of go into their cabin groups and then kind of rotate. So they'll do archery, they'll go do boating, they'll do fishing, they'll do the climbing wall, the zip line. We have an art yurt. We also have a sound garden called Lily's Garden where they can go and sit and play music and bond. And then at night it continues. We do one night is a no-hand spaghetti dinner so they can all dip their faces in spaghetti and spaghetti sauce. Camp dancing happens in the cookhouse. It just keeps going, and then it goes into the bedtime routine, and it ends in a wonderful candle chat where they all get to bond, talk about the day, and those are truly the conversations where the connection really happens, and that peer-to-peer conversation of understanding what maybe a friend has gone through and then realizing you want to support them and you've also gone through the same thing. And those are those powerful bonds that you really can't get anywhere else except in these cabins with a candle lit and talking with your peers.
Well, I mean, it's absolutely incredible program, and I'm sure you guys are giving everybody a wonderful experience, but a lot goes into that behind the scenes. So how do people get involved, and how can people help support the Roundup River Ranch and the Serious Fun networks?
Sure. So Roundup River Ranch truly takes a community. We have a small but mighty team that is working on camp year-round, but we absolutely thrive on volunteers. So we need volunteers to serve as family buddies during family programs, to help run activities, be cabin counselors, help in the kitchen, support mailings. I mean, the list goes on and on. So regardless of what someone's time commitment looks like or what their interest is, we're always able to find a way for folks to get involved. As you mentioned earlier, all of our programs are completely free of charge. And so we also have fundraising events throughout the year that people can get involved in, which is a great way to help support a child coming to camp completely free of charge.
Awesome. And if people are looking for more information about Roundup River Ranch, they can find that at roundupriverranch.org. And you guys have any other contact info, phone numbers, or anything that we can reach out?
Yeah, if anyone has questions on our volunteer opportunities or want a little bit more personal information, you can reach out to info@Roundup River Ranch. You can come out for a tour. We love walking people around the campsite, showing them what all the different things they can do, and everything else is on the website. So reach out. We love to talk to people. We love meeting face to face, and we love getting people out here on Colorado River Road.
And I'm sure if anybody's interested in donating, they don't need to wait till a fundraiser, correct?
That is true. You can donate and help support this incredible cause directly through our website, or like Jen said, reach out, give us a call or send us an email, and we're happy to support you doing that.
Awesome. Well, Sterling Leahy, thank you so much. And Jen Clark, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We'll be right back with a little bit more from the Roundup River Ranch right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do. So even though you work for...
Some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back, everybody. The Roundup River Ranch interview continues with Ben. Now we're going to talk to the fine doctors who take care of our children.
We are here at the Roundup River Ranch with Dr. Todd Vermeer and Amy Batchelor, part of the medical team here at Roundup River Ranch. So, Dr. Vermeer, tell me a little bit about how you guys support the camp here and what you guys are doing with the kids.
So in every session, we have physician and nurse volunteers who come and join us, oftentimes specialists in whatever particular disease is the focus of a camp session. And Amy and I coordinate all of those folks and help provide care, help organize everything so that when the campers get here, we get all their medications lined up for the week and can deliver whatever care they need. And then both of us and all the volunteers are around to support our activities, make sure everything's safe so that when they're doing something like climbing the climbing wall, we have a nurse or a doctor there to make sure that if anything comes up, we can take care of it right there in place rather than having to have them come here to our medical center, which is available, but we try to keep everyone out of here if we can.
So speaking of the medical center here, what level of care are you guys able to provide, and how closely are you able to kind of monitor the various campers' conditions, Amy?
Yeah, our facility is able to handle, I would say, a pretty high level of care for kids if it's needed emergency-wise. We're in touch with local emergency departments and firefighters, paramedics, so they know that we're here and we have a really great relationship with them. But as far as supporting the campers, we actually have our cabin nurses live in the cabins with them. So their cabin nurse is with them all the time, is with their cabin. So if anything were to come up as far as emergent, they're right there, as well as having all of their medications on standby with the nurses. They're all in the cabins with them. And so they actually have like a person right there at all times. So it feels very safe for them. Many of our campers are used to having quite close relationships with their nurses or physicians. And so it's comforting for them as well, and our parents when they drop off their kids. That can be really nerve-wracking. So they have lots of support here as far as medical goes.
And I would imagine that that's probably super encouraging for the parents when they drop their kids off. Like, it is a pretty remote location, but to have such attentive medical staff and to have such great care here is probably super relieving. Have you guys seen anything with the kids and how just like having that little bit of extra support kind of helps the kids kind of relax and let go?
Yeah, it's amazing for the kids and for the parents. You know, for the kids, we have a medical review process we go through for all of the campers, and we'll see notes from parents about how they tire out in the afternoon and will probably need a wheelchair because they can't walk very far. And we see these kids come and they hike down to the climbing wall and they do the whole ropes course with no slowing down and no need for a wheelchair. And it's wonderful to see because they just get in an environment where they're with other kids, they're doing it, they want to do it, and they're not being held back. And for the parents, I think one of the most powerful experiences I had this summer was right here where we're sitting, telling parents to turn off their glucose monitoring for their child. The child had an implanted glucose monitor that connects with the phone and gives alerts. And we took that over. We said, all right, I've got it on my phone. We've got it on the cabin nurse's phone. You turn it off because we've got this. And they were able to go have 4 or 5 days by themselves and not having to worry about the glucose monitor. That is a 10, 15, 20 times a day worry for that particular camper. And that's just such a wonderful gift to be able to give.
Yeah. Such a wonderful gift to be able to give just in general here at Roundup River Ranch, and it wouldn't be possible without the medical team here. So how did you get involved, Amy, in just the program here and in this kind of care?
So we're part of the Serious Fun Children's Network. We are part of multiple camps throughout the country and the world. And I actually started my journey with Serious Fun in California at the Painted Turtle, which is another camp in a sister camp, as I like to call them. And then I have worked here in 2018, and I just came back onto site full-time recently. Yeah.
And what about you, Dr. Maria?
Well, my wife and I have been friends of camp for years and supporters, and my wife's served in a lot of volunteer capacity, including on the board. And when the medical director, who had been the founding medical director, stepped down last year, and I spoke with the folks here because I knew and said, I'd like to talk about that when it comes time, and they brought it to me when it got posted, and we talked through it and got very excited to get to be here and be a part of everything we do.
Awesome. Do you guys specialize in any particular illnesses, or do you have kind of like a area of specialty? And is that something that happens within the Serious Fun Network, that various camps kind of specialize in particular regions of illness?
Yeah, so the way we do it, we break it down by weeks during the summer. So we have 6 summer sessions, and each one has a diagnosis-specific focus. So we have a week that focuses on cardiac disease, cancer and immune deficiencies, neurologic disorders. We have a week where it's a combination of asthma and celiac disease and things like that. And we then we have specialist volunteers typically, mostly from the Front Range, but also some from other states who come in to spend those 5 or 6 days here. So we'll have the specialist in that particular disease area here. And then my background is emergency medicine, so I'm sort of a generalist and take care of whatever comes. But it's wonderful to have those specialists here. They do education for the staff. A lot of our summer staff, counselors and things, are college kids who are interested in medical careers, nursing careers, and so they get some educational talks out of that. And the docs love it because many of the docs who come to volunteer are seeing their patients here at camp, and it is just a wonderful experience for them to see them as kids as opposed to as patients. But then if they get sick, they know what to do for the particular issue. They can access their medical records. They can contact the other specialists who are caring for the kids and help us make a plan. We can't do much diagnostically here. We have very limited testing that we can do beyond basic infectious disease like strep and COVID and flu. But we have a lot of treatment we can provide. We are beneficiaries of a lot of gifts from Children's Hospital of Colorado. They give us a great deal of medication every year, so we have a lot of medications that you wouldn't normally have at home that are not over the counter, but because I, as a physician, Amy's actually a nurse practitioner as well, we can decide, yep, we need to give you this, we have it. If a camper shows up and doesn't have one of their medications, we may have it already, or we have some donor support to get it for the patient. We partner with our local pharmacies, Vail Health and City Market rather, and they'll get it for us. And so there's a lot we can do.
I would imagine that you guys have a pretty close working relationship, both with Vail Health and the Colorado Children's Hospital. Amy, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a lot of our specialists, like Todd was saying, do bring their own kiddos here. And what a great environment to have them here, because they only see them in a clinic setting. So they've put a lot of visits, work into them, and then they get to see them like outside of the hospital. They get to see them, and nurses as well. And so we do have a close bond with Children's Hospital of Colorado, as well as other hospitals within our region. We also serve 11 states total that we can. However, like right here in the Front Range, we are able to support Denver locations and out here through those hospitals.
So speaking of the 11 states that you guys serve, is that sort of like a regional designation that like Roundup River Ranch has a region that they cover as part of the Serious Fun Network? Or you guys have like a system of illnesses that you kind of focus on, that kids from all over the country come to this location because of their particular illness?
It's more the regional delineation that the camps agree to through Serious Fun, and there is some overlap with that. But most of the camps serve a wide variety of diseases. There's a whole set of typical identified diagnoses that Serious Fun focuses on, and it tends to be things that are, more long-term challenging, require constant medication, constant monitoring. And one of the goals we have is to be able to provide a normal camp experience for kids who can't go to other camps. Every camp has a nurse providing medication, but we're providing chemotherapy, we're providing immunosuppressant medications, and watching for the side effects of that. We have nurses who are in the cabin who are helping kids who require an hour of care to have a bowel movement every day, and we're able to do that, and then get those kids up on the zip line an hour later. So we are always trying to reach out to families and kids who don't have other options and may not even know this option exists. And the transformation you see in kids who've never been to camp, or who maybe went to camp years ago but then they've been dealing with their illness, it's really magical how they just blossom here, make friends, and an important part of it is they get to know other people who are on their same journey. We're heading into a family camp weekend this weekend for specifically around epilepsy. And for a lot of the parents who will be here, it'll be their first time to hang out with other parents who have kids with similar challenges, and maybe new diagnoses, or maybe 10 years in, and share those stories and feel that community that is hard to find out in the world, because, though we see lots, they're few and far between oftentimes in the general population. So.
Well, that's got to be such a great experience for the families and for the kids. But before I let you guys go, I've got two more questions for you. First one being, does the altitude make a big difference in standard of care? I mean, we aren't really at a low elevation here. We're probably at, 6-ish thousand feet, give or take?
63. Yep, we're at 6,300. It can make a difference, depending again on the diagnosis. So we do, like Todd said, we do serve different diagnoses, and what we do is we accommodate for that. So we serve sickle cell disease, and we also serve kiddos who might need oxygen in a cardiac disease, and so they may need more while they're here at this altitude. Most of the time, if they're traveling from Denver or even from like potentially another state that is much lower, it's really going over the passes to get here that can really be a little more of the issues. Once people are here, though, we're able to manage all of those things too, because of donors, and they have donated medical equipment and things like that, so we can have oxygen in the cabin. Everything is universal here, accessibly, and so they can take that oxygen tank portably up the zip line and go on down with it, no problem. I think one of the greatest things is, like Todd was mentioning, is how these kids blossom. There is this concept that I like to call the Me Too feeling. When a kid meets another kid that has either gone through the same journey as them or has something similar to them, maybe that's a medical device, maybe they both have the same diagnoses. I know this summer I just walked by these two 12-year-old boys. They're just sitting on the grass reading, and one of them just looked at the other one and they're like, oh, what kind of like cancer did you have? And he said the exact same thing that he did, and they both like paused and also just smiled and then went back to reading and like playing. It was like not a big deal, but it also, you could tell they had to pause to be like, oh my gosh, there's someone the same as me. You know, their family members, there's school, like they don't always have that opportunity. And it's so powerful to know that they're not alone. It just changes everything.
It's absolutely incredible, and it's so great that you guys are here and such an amazing organization. If anybody was watching us who perhaps had medical training or was interested in getting involved in volunteering for your program, how could they reach out to you guys, and what's the process in getting involved in the medical side of volunteering here at Roundup River Ranch?
It's similar to any volunteer opportunities we have here. It's an application through our website initially, and then that then sends them to interview with either Amy or myself, and we do that online just as a Zoom interview to get to know them and find out what their interest is, what their background is. And we have a wide range of opportunities. I mean, throughout camp there's lots of volunteering, but for, you know, specifically physicians, nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs, you know, we love having them come, and sometimes it's people who are very focused specifically in the disease, and a lot of those folks come from the Front Range, from Children's and Rocky Mountain Hospital for kids. And we've got a lot of folks who've been involved for a long time, but then we're getting newer people as well who are just coming out of their training or in their training. But really the easiest way is to start on the website, and then it comes to us to get in touch and get to know them and learn more about them and let them learn more about camp and what our opportunities are like.
Awesome. And that website is roundupriverranch.org, right? Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Dr. Todd Vermeer, Amy Batchelor, thank you guys so much for joining us. I know you guys have a lot to get get ready for Family Week, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Hi friends, welcome to Vail Vibes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and here in Arrowhead today, the air feels crisp, the leaves are changing colors, and it's a perfect day for leaf peeping with some great company, of course. This is Roberto, and we're about to go have an adventure. Let's go, Roberto. Ready? All right. Llama trekking is one of the many offerings from Paragon Guides in the Vail Valley. Co-owner Will Elliott says people love being around these cuddly creatures.
I just think they're a big animal that people aren't around a lot, opposed to like a dog or a cat. You know, you put them on the horse spectrum, but I think they're a little friendlier than horses. I could be biased.
And his favorite thing about them?
That they carry my stuff.
Llamas can carry about 20 to 25% of their body weight.
What's in the pack?
Pack's lunch.
So they're the perfect companion for hiking or picnicking. Will says you won't get much drama with his llamas because of his unique training techniques.
I think llamas get a bad rap about spitting, and some do. And one way we've kind of reacted to that is we spit back at them using a bike bottle. And we often are the winner of that confrontation. You're gonna squeeze it right in your face. You're gonna have that as a holster, and you're gonna be ready because they're gonna put their ears back and get ready to spit at you, but you gotta be faster than them.
Paragon Guides was started by Will's father in 1978, and they can take you on pretty much any adventure you may want.
Anything human-powered besides rafting, we'll try to create for you if you're ready to go outside. I mean, whether it's bird watching, to llama tours, to fishing, to climbing a 14er, mountain biking, rock climbing, anything to get you out into the wilderness.
So go ahead and explore the outdoors. And as the saying goes, good company along the journey makes the path seem shorter, especially when your companion helps carry your load. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Les saluda Julio García de TV8 y los invito a sintonizar nuestro maratón de Conexión Latina el sábado 14 y domingo 15 de octubre a partir del mediodía. En honor al mes de la herencia hispana, estaremos transmitiendo todos los episodios de nuestro programa. Por si te perdiste alguno, tendrás la oportunidad de verlo nuevamente. Así que ya saben, sintonicen el canal 92 de Comcast o nuestra página web tv8vail.com el 14 y 15 de octubre para ser parte de esta transmisión maratónica. Ahí los veo. Hi, it's Julio Garcia from TV8, and I'm so excited to invite you to tune in to our Conexión Latina Marathon on Saturday, October 14th and Sunday, October 15th, starting at noon. In honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, we will be airing all of the episodes of our Spanish show, Conexión Latina, so if you missed any, you'll have the opportunity to watch them again. So don't forget, tune in to Channel 92 on Comcast or our website, tv8vail.com, on October 14th and 15th to be a part of this Conexión Latina Marathon. See you there. Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there. Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Sunday. I'm your host, Liz, for Good Morning Vail here on TV8. One of the healthiest foods we can ever put into our bodies is salmon. It's got all the properties for everything that we need. We should at least eat it once a week. Well, of course, we have Tracy with Cooking with Tracy in the kitchen. She's going to give us a wonderful recipe for just that dish.
Time to talk about salmon. Anti-inflammatory foods. They help your body stay healthy. They fight against disease. Of course, fatty fishes are a perfect anti-inflammatory food. And salmon is one of the healthiest things that you can eat. So we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in our pan. People get nervous about cooking fish, but I'm going to tell you something. It's super easy. The key is buy a good piece of fish and don't overcook it. And season it. Remember, we're talking about zucchini fritters again. We're talking about how you have to season things nicely. Like, look at how much seasoning I'm going to put on this. I'm going to definitely cover it with a lot of salt and pepper. And I'm also going to get like all these little pieces right here. Like, don't forget about that. Whenever I'm grilling steak or something like that, I make sure I get all the edges. The skin is still on it. So what we're going to do right now is put this flesh side down in the pan. Wait. My pan needs to be a little hotter, so I'm just going to make sure my olive oil is all in there. I want to hear a sizzle when I put it in the pan. And look at that, though. That's a nice piece of fish. Now, what they say when you are looking for fish, when you're buying it, you want to find a piece of fish that doesn't smell like fish. So if you walk up and you're like, ew, that stinks, don't buy it. You also want to make sure it has a nice flesh. Like, see how that's really firm? That's what you want. Okay, we've got a little bit of a warmer pan here, so I'm going to put that fish right down like that, skin side up. We will flip it over. It will not take very long. I put a cold piece of fish in a warm pan, so I'm going to turn the pan up just a little tiny bit. We are going to make an orange avocado blueberry salsa to go on top of the salmon. So see how I'm just pulling that off? It could ripen up another day, but we're using it today. So this is how you do it. You cut around the pit, the seed in the middle, and then you cut like this. This is the perfect way to peel an avocado, and this is how you get most of the nutritional value. You peel it like a banana, right? How many times have you tried to scoop it out with a spoon and it just hasn't worked out? This is how you do that. You peel this like a banana, and then we have a nice avocado. So, and look, I like the firmness of this. If I was making avocado toast, I would be disappointed that it was that firm, but since we're putting it in a salsa, I like it. Okay, so we're just cutting those up into nice little pieces, the kind of the same size as the blueberries. So I'm going to get those in my bowl for salsa. The fish is cooking up nicely. I can hear it kind of sizzling, which is what you want. I'm going to put a bunch of just whole blueberries. And like I said, blueberries are so good right now and so good for you. So we're going to put equal amounts of blueberries and avocado in there. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper, because I love my salt and pepper. Got to have it on everything. I really like spice, so we are putting some jalapeno in there. We'll mince this up really small. Depending on how spicy you want it, take the seeds out if you don't want it that spicy. Keep the seeds in if you do want it spicy. A lot of people claim that if you roast your jalapeno first, then it's going to be even more spicy. And you know what? I kind of believe it because I really like to roast those. Okay, that's too much. We're going to do about 1 part. So 2 parts blueberries, 2 parts avocado, 1 part zucchini. And of course, we'll have the real recipe because nobody likes it when I tell them parts. And then we're going to add some orange. Orange and salmon go so nicely together. I'm going to put a little bit of the orange juice right in there because why waste that delicious juice? And then I'm going to segment this orange. So when you segment an orange, you just do like this, get everything out of there. This is a good orange. I'm kind of surprised though because oranges are usually a winter time fruit, but this one is juicy and delicious and smells really good. Okay, and then we're going to segment it like that. So we're going to do that all the way around just to keep the membrane out. This is a delicate way to enjoy an orange. All right, moving on over here. Got to get the orange off my hands. If you're flipping your fish or your steak or anything that you're cooking in your pan or on your grill, and it doesn't want to flip, it's like stuck a little, give it another minute. You want all those juices. Oh, this one's ready. See that? There we go. And it's starting to cook. I can see that it's still pretty firm. We're going to cook it skin side down now because that is going to make the skin cook and then it'll easily come off. All right, so we've got some orange in there and some jalapeno, some blueberries, starting to get a little messy over here, some blueberries and some avocado. Now I'm going to put a little mint in there. This is actually the only plant that I grow. All right, so we'll put a little mint in there. We've got a little bit of the juice from the orange in there. And now I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper. I know I added some before, but I'm adding a little more. And then I'm going to add a slight, just a tiny bit of rice wine vinegar, just to give it that acidic flavor, taking it off the heat, skin side down. Now that's a sockeye salmon. So there's different kinds of salmon. So you get king salmon, sockeye salmon, coho, and pink. Most of the time we get sockeye. Sockeye is a delicious fish as well, and it's red. It's from the Copper River in Alaska, and that river is like 300 miles long, and these fish have to swim upstream forever. So they're big, they're meaty, they're delicious, and they're really healthy for you, high in omega-3s, and good food for anti-inflammatory eating. And then there's coho, and coho you can find as well, and that's kind of like sockeye coho is just a little bit below that, but it's still very delicious. Okay, there we go. We have our salmon. See, this is how I do it. I like just kind of touch it. See how it's firm like that? That means it's nice and done. Sockeye salmon with anti-inflammatory salsa on it. Go out there, cook, eat healthy, and enjoy yourself. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Vail.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Good morning, Vail.
That about wraps up your Sunday for Good Morning Vail on TV8. I hope you enjoyed the show today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Liz. I want to thank everybody for being part of the program today. Don't forget to get on out to Mountain Pride's Drag Brunch for the Halloween festivities over at Vintage Vail, 10, 12, and 2 o'clock. I also want to thank Rabbi Newman for giving us a blessing and a prayer for peace. Everybody take care of each other, keep the light on, and we'll be right back with more Good Morning Vail all week long for you guys to enjoy.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer